There are many stereotypes out there about French people. Some are negative, some are positive. For example, we have a reputation for being romantic, for being very passionate about food and wine, for being obsessed about our language, and many other things. One of the most common stereotypes, though, is that French people are always complaining. Whether it's about the weather, our jobs, or government. To be honest, there is some truth about this stereotype. And in fact, we embrace this cliché. In today's lesson, I will explain our culture around complaining and how it affects our everyday life. And also how you can complain like a French person too. C'est parti. Les Français aiment se plaindre. Les Français aiment se plaindre. French people like to complain. And we do it a lot. This is a stereotype and we'll see how it holds up. We also have many words for it. We have se plaindre to complain, se plaindre, but also râler, râler, ou grogner to grumble, and many more. I will give you more everyday vocabulary as well as the tricky conjugation for se plaindre in today's blog post about the lesson. You will find the written lesson as well as extra resources that couldn't fit in today's video. You'll find a link to my website in the description below the video and it is all free. Anyway, râler takes many forms. From general personal grumbling about the weather or other people or situations, to social complaints, to la grève, strikes, la grève, or la manifestation, protests in the street. In French newspapers, you might even read about la grogne. La grogne is the low-level grumbling of a group of the population against usually the government. And well, the myth of our French Republic is based on people complaining so much that they made a revolution about it. And that's part of why râler is so important in everyday French culture. It is seen as a crucial engine towards change and progress. Another reason is to bond over a shared frustration and maybe to show off a little bit to appear smarter simply by being more cynical and negative. Or maybe that's a general negativity and unhappiness that leads to more complaining. That would fit the stereotype as well.
I'm in a sexy French depression.
But these are stereotypes. They probably were not created out of thin air, but it is hard to say if French people complain more than other countries. On the other hand, a 2011 study by Claudia Sénic from the Paris School of Economics did find that French people really were more unhappy than other comparable countries. And whether it comes from an elusive impact of culture or simply temperament, this negativity could be a cause of the complainer stereotype. And to be clear, French people absolutely endorse this stereotype. We love to make fun of ourselves as being like le schtroumpf grognon, the grumpy smurf.
Misérable! Ah, moi j'aime pas les chats.
We call this kind of character un râleur, a complainer.
Le français serait râleur, vraiment?
The most famous râleur in the French media is probably late French actor Jean-Pierre Bacry. He also was a fantastic writer.
Ah, quel mépris! 2 heures de retard. Et pour finir, un prétexte débile, trouvé à la va-vite. Même pas foutu d'inventer quelque chose de plausible. Il n'y a que du mépris là-dedans.
If you didn't catch what he said, you'll find it in the blog post for today's lesson as well as a translation for it. And I also added a link to a great video talking about this actor's image in French culture. Of course, grumbling comes with more. Bougonner, to grouse, can lead to critiquer, to criticize, critiquer. This might lead to se disputer, to argue, se disputer, or even s'engueuler in everyday swear words. And that's another stereotype that French people readily embrace. With all this grumbling and rumbling, visitors often ask the question, are French people rude? It is a tough question to answer. And that's why I made a full lesson on this topic that you'll find in the blog post as well. One key point is about le service client, customer service. Le service client. The expression le client est roi, customer is king, le client est roi, doesn't really apply in France. French employees are not at your beck and call. And most of all, they're not supposed to become your friends, like share their names and whatever. And that's only a cultural difference. Because French people also end up by râler about rude waiter or staff that is actually impolite.
En France, les serveurs sont grossiers.
And you are allowed to complain as well and join the fun. So, all that being said, comment râler en français? Comment râler en français? How to grumble in French? Well, a first option is to sound defeated. Oh non! Oh purée! All this means oh no. C'est nul. C'est nul. It's lame. It's rubbish. Or the more colloquial, c'est naze. C'est naze. You have this in le train est annulé. C'est naze. Je suis dégoûté. The train got cancelled. That's so lousy. I am so bummed out. Le train est annulé. C'est naze. Je suis dégoûté. Of course, French people will very quickly use at least mild swear words when they're grumbling with some anger. The most common are putain, merde and fais chier. Putain, merde and fais chier. I do not recommend that you use any of those, but you will hear them a lot in French conversations and media.
Putain, merde, putain, fais chier, merde. Fais chier.
Ah, faites pas chier les mecs, putain.
Oh, putain, fais chier. Merde, putain.
Putain, chier, hein.
And you can absolutely get angry without the swear words, as in ça m'énerve, ça m'énerve, ça m'énerve, it is getting on my nerve, it's pissing me off. Ça m'énerve, ça m'énerve.
Ça m'énerve.
Or even ça m'exaspère, ça m'exaspère. It is driving me crazy. Ça m'exaspère. However, this one is a bit more formal and you won't hear it in everyday French conversations.
Elle abuse de moi, elle m'exaspère. Hein? Elle fait chier, putain, merde.
And now you can keep exploring French culture with me. I will tell you why French people never do small talk. Click on your screen right here to keep learning and I will see you in the next video. Allez, à tout de suite!